Hi everyone, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I want to show you how to create this beautiful project using the brand new Grande summer flower stamp and die set, the summer foliage and the beautiful geometric flower background. I really hope that you'll enjoy this project. If you do, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel or give us a like on Facebook. Today's project, I really wanted to show you how these beautiful large floral stamps work perfectly for some of your smaller projects too. So the size of today's card is 7 by 7. All of the materials that I'm using to create this beautiful project are listed in the descriptions box below too. So we'll get started. So I'm going to start with my mats and layers. So I have got a 7 by 7 card blank, and I've got a beautiful piece of foiled paper. This is from our geometric rainbow paper pad, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to start by doing a little bit of glittering around the edge. So I've got my piece of patterned paper that I've cut down to 6 3/4 inches square. I've then got a piece of crystal white card that I've cut down to 6 1/4 inches square. And then I've got another piece of crystal white card that I've cut down to 6 by 6 inches square. And we're going to just mat and layer these together. Before we do, I'm going to take my Crystallina glitter and a chisel tip glue pen, which we've got on the website. And I'm just going to drag the glue pen along the edge of the foiled paper and then dunk my little mat and layer into the glitter. So we're just going to work around, we're going to do all 4 sides. So this then creates like a really kind of beautiful glittery frame around your card, which is fabulous. So we're just going to work around, we're going to do that bit there. Then we're going to do exactly the same on the next two. Do the same on this one. So all I'm doing is holding the pen at a slight angle and just dragging it towards me like so. There we go. And then we're going to stick our mats and layers together. So I'm going to start by sticking my base layer down flat onto my card. I normally use a little bit of Collal all-purpose glue, but today I'm just going to use a small amount of my Art Glitter Dries Clear PVA. So I'm going to stick this one down flat like so. So just like to spend a little bit of time making sure that I've got all of the borders nice and even and that we've got that stuck down nice and straight. That's the first layer down. I'm going to stick my 2 white layers together as well. Again, I'm just going to stick these together flat. I quite like doing flat mats and layers in white at the moment. I think it looks really, really pretty, and it just adds an extra little bit of something to your projects, which is nice. So I'm going to stick that one down flat. And then for the next layer, I'm going to take some foam pads. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that we use our fabulous foam pads on a roll. So these are available on the website. They come on a massive roll in a pizza box, and they are absolutely fabulous. They're a larger foam pad than normal, and the finger lift, so it makes it so easy when you're crafting. So I'm going to just grab in my little bin that I like to use to collect all of my little scraps into. So we're just going to pop the backs into here like so, and then we're going to stick this down flat onto our card blank. Okay, so that's our basic mats and layers done. What I've then got is a piece of aquamarine pearl card that I've cut down to 5 3/4 inches square. And what we're going to do is take an anti-static bag to start with. I'm going to dust that onto the card like so. Okay, and then we're going to take our stamp, which is this beautiful geometric flower background, and this is a really large image. It's a DL size stamp, so I would recommend going for our acrylic blocks. These are absolutely fabulous. They're nice and thin, so they're going to flex when you stamp, so you don't need to put as much pressure on them. They've got a grid printed on there, so you can get things lined up nice and straight, and you've even got your centre point on there as well. They are absolutely fabulous. Honestly, they're an essential in any crafter's toolbox. So what we're going to do now is take a clear embossing ink pad. So this one is the Wow Clear embossing ink pad. And this is like a sticky ink in effect. So the embossing powder is going to stick to this. So we're going to ink up our stamp. You want lots and lots of light tapping all over the image like so. You really want to work to make sure you've got that nicely covered with ink. Okay. And then we're going to take our stamp and I'm going to stamp it about halfway across here, like so. And then we're going to position that down. And what I like to do is keep one hand on my block and just use my other hand to press. I have actually stood up to stamp this one as well, because I find that a little bit easier for my stamping. So that's that bit done there. So then we're going to lift that away. And you can see, can you very faintly see how we've got that beautiful watermark type image on there. We're going to take some Wow Opaque Bright White Superfine embossing powder and we're going to sprinkle that straight over the top like so. And pop that back into the jar. And then we're going to heat this up. So I'm going to use my heat gun. And what I'm going to do is hold my heat gun still. As soon as I see that embossing powder start to melt and change, I'm going to move my heat gun over the image. Like so. So you are like chasing the embossing powder. But this is such a beautiful stamp, and honestly you were going to use this for so many different backgrounds. It's so like delicate and pretty. It's absolutely beautiful. There we go. So I'm going to pop that to one side, just going to give that a little second to cool. Okay, and then we're going to pop some foam pads onto the back of here. Okay, I'm going to just bring my little waste bin in again and pop the bags into there. Like so. Okay, and we're going to just stick this onto the front of our card. It's going to go onto there like so. So you can see how our mats and layers are nicely built up now. So what we're going to do next is take a piece of aquamarine pearl paper and we're going to give that a little dust with an anti-static bag. Like so. And that's going to get rid of any fingerprints, any static that might be on the paper. So what we're now going to do is take our lovely Grande summer flower stamp. You can see that mine has been very well used. And you'll notice with the stamp, there's a little extra notch of polymer on one of the petals. So I've actually put that so it's pointing upwards on my block. So it's where the Chloe's Creative Cards part is. And the reason why we've done that is all of our images are hand drawn. So when it comes to lining up, you know that that little one with the extra bit of polymer and the petal that's got the little notch out in the die, that's the way that you line the two up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to ink it up again using my Wow Clear embossing ink pad. So again, lots and lots of light tapping all over the image. Like so. We're then going to position that down onto our card and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the image. We're then going to lift that off and we're going to cover it in the opaque, bright white, superfine embossing powder again. We're going to tap off the excess and heat that up. You can notice as well how little embossing powder you use. The majority goes back into the jar. So we're going to hold the heat gun still. And then as soon as that embossing powder starts to melt and change, we're just moving the heat gun over the image. Like so. Just going to give that a little second just to cool. And then we're going to bring the dye in and we're going to die cut this out. Always like to make sure my embossing powder is cool, because sometimes if it's still a little bit warm, if you touch it or you come to die cut it, it kind of rubs off. It's just till it cools down and sets. So then what you can do is pop your dye over the top like so. Tape that in place at 2 points. That's then going to mean that when you feed your dye into the machine, it's not going to move. So we're going to pop our plates together like so. So I'm using a Gemini, so I've got my base plate, my plastic shim, my dye with my paper on, and my cutting plate on the top. We're going to run that through the machine. So that's just running through. And then we're going to grab that when it comes out the other side. So we're going to take that out and you can see we've got that perfectly die cut flower. What we're now going to do is take our Art Glitter Dries clear glue and we're just going to go in and add some glitter. So to do that, all I'm doing is adding little dots just in and around the petals, and I'm also glittering, see this centre line here? I'm also glittering there. And then we're going to take our rainbow blue, sparklicious glitter. I'm going to pop that over the top. I'm going to lift that up and tap away at the excess, like so. Okay. So then if I bring in the ones that I've got that have already dried, I've got 2, so you need to do that twice. So we're going to have one as a base and one to go on top. So for my base one, I'm going to just gently pinch the edge of the petals. Sorry, the other way. Did that wrong there. Just to create a little valley fold. So you're just pinching the very ends, like so. And then for my top layer, we're going to pinch all the way to the centre, like so. All the way around the flower. Okay. So then we're going to layer those together like so. So I'm going to take a little bit of Collal 3D glue gel just to stick these together. Collal, Pinflair, they're all the same. They all do the same kind of job. I'm going to get a blob of glue. Pop that into the centre of the flower, like so. I'm going to pop that on there. And then we're going to take just a few little dots of glue and we're going to bring in our gorgeous bling box. So this is the spring collection one. And we're just going to add some little jewels into the centre of the flower. Helps if you stick them on the right way around though, doesn't it? So we're going to pop these into here. like so. Then I'm going to put some little dots of glue just in and around. I'm going to take some smaller little bling stones now. And we're going to just pop these into here. Like so. Okay, so you can then see how pretty that then looks. So I'm going to pop that to one side just to give it a little bit of time to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to bring in my leaf stamp. So this is one of the stamps from the gorgeous summer foliage set. And I'm also going to bring in just a piece of plain white card. I'm going to give that a little dust with an anti-static bag. I'm going to take a VersaFine Onyx Black ink pad and we're going to ink up the stamp. So lots of tapping all over the image. We're going to place that down and press. And we're going to lift that off. Then we're going to take our clear gloss super fine embossing powder, sprinkle that over the top. So clear gloss is just a plain, clear, shiny embossing powder. Absolutely fabulous. It's just going to give you like a glazed effect on your project. So what we're then going to do is take the heat gun. We're going to hold the heat gun still. As soon as you see that powder start to melt and change, you're just going to chase the powder really with the heat gun. Like so. What we're then going to do is we're going to take a marker pen. So I'm using a Copic marker and this one is in yellow green. And we're just going to start to colour in the background here like so. So what we're going to do is just infill in with our marker pen. Okay, and we're just going to colour that in. Just be 2 seconds. Okay, so we're going to just work around colouring this in. Like so. And all we're wanting to do is get a little bit of colour just onto the base card like so. Okay. What we're then going to do is take the die that matches up with this particular leaf and we're going to pop that over the top. We're going to tape that in place just with a little bit of low tack tape. And there we go. It's going to go onto there like so. And then we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. And we'll have a perfectly little die cut leaf. So you need to do 4 of these for this project. So what we're going to do next is take the Art Glitter Dries clear glue again with the little metal fine tip, and you're just going to go over the top the leaves like so, and you're just infilling with the PVA glue. So we're going to do exactly the same on this side. So just infilling with the PVA. Okay, we're going to sprinkle that with the rainbow green glitter, and then we're just going to tap away the excess. like so. So you're going to leave those to dry. Once they've dried, let me bring in the ones that I've already done. Okay, just going to give a little bit of shape to them, so I just tend to give them a little fold just down the middle. These ones are still a little bit damp, but they're all right to kind of stick the card together with. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our base card. We're going to take that beautiful flower, a blob of glue on the back. I think I need to treat myself to some new glue gel there, really on the dregs. That one's going to go up there. And then we're going to start to stick the leaves in place. So we're going to stick this one just in the top here. I'm going to stick this one just to the side there. Do exactly the same over here, and exactly the same. There. Okay, and you can see how that then all fits really nicely together. So what I'm going to do is pop that to one side, and we're going to bring in a little piece of crystal white card. I'm going to give that a little dust with an anti-static bag, and I'm going to take my sentiment stamp. So this just says happy birthday, and this is from the Lacy Tags stamp and die set. We're going to ink that up. We're going to place that down and press. Lift that off. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper again. I'm going to cover this with clear gloss superfine embossing powder. And then we're going to heat that up. So I'm going to pop my clear gloss back into the jar. I'm going to heat this up with my heat gun. Like so. And then I'm going to take my guillotine and just trim this down. Again, just give that a couple of seconds just to cool off. You, of course, could have used the little tag die if you wanted to trim this one down, but I just think it's nice just popping it on a little, for this particular card, for the space, just kind of sticking it down onto your card blank. So again, I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen and my Crystallina glitter. Just going to go along each side of my little sentiment plaque. I'm going to cover that with my glitter. And then I'm going to pop that on just at a slight angle in the bottom corner. So to stick that down, I'm going to just use a couple of foam pads just on the back, like so. It's going to go across there. And then I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put 3 little dots of glue just in the top corner, like so. And then I'm going to take some of these beautiful jewels. I'm going to go for the teal colours. I'm going to stick these just at the corners. There we go. And if we turn that round, that would then be your finished card. So I really hope that you've enjoyed making this project with me today. All of the products I've used are available on the website at chloescreativecards.co.uk, and I've linked all of the items I've used in the description below. You can, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel or give us a like on Facebook, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye!